What up, homies and home match? What's on 202? Let's talk about the subject, but you guys know, jam a little bit. Throw a little bit of this on. All right, so let's just listen to the story. Get this on.
Now with their Super Bowl first that's taking place on the sideline. For the first time ever, male cheerleaders will be at the big game, breaking barriers and cheering on the Los Angeles Rams. Napoleon Jennings and Quentin Perrone now have made history when they became the first male cheerleaders in the league this season. And they're joining us now along with their coach, Emily Liebert. And guys, it's not a bad way to end your first season. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
And so how does it feel? A lot of people think the Super Bowl, the players are the only ones who go and really enjoy it. But
all right, this is on World Star Hip Hop. You guys can listen to it and get your... You guys can listen to it and develop your opinion off of it. And this, that, and third. Now, you guys know I don't watch the games. I just do my NFL is fix thing. And I keep rocking. You know, I look at the highlights for you guys. Now, let me. All right, it's dangerous to give your opinion because people can come back 10 years and say, you said this, like they did with Kevin Hart, which was ridiculous. Listen, what you do in the bed is between you, your partner, and God. Okay? That's on you guys. All right, that's fine. My biggest issue is the NFL itself, is the organization. The NFL is turned on its head. It's just not the same as it used to be. It really isn't. And what they've done is they've found ways to me to feminize the NFL. This is why I don't watch it. I stopped watching it back in '09, so long before males were cheerleaders, and long before women were announcers. And I don't even think women were referees back then. So there's that. I just the feminization in the emasculating of men, the portrait of man is constantly being destroyed at every angle. So it's more than just what we see here. It's more, but this is added to it. Now, I know you guys are going to come at me sideways, but these subjects are worth talking about, or I wouldn't talk about them. And the reason why I say that is because everybody has their opinion. Not everybody agrees with the current trend. You got people who are older like me. I'm in my 50s. I am old-fashioned. You know, I'm an old-fashioned guy who misses the old days. In some ways. Now, I don't particularly dislike any of these. I don't know these guys or this woman. I don't dislike them. I really dislike what the NFL is putting in front of us. For one, let me say this. There are male cheerleaders that play for or that cheer for high school. They also cheer for college. And I admire those guys. I admire those guys. Now, when I grew up, none of us aspired to be a male cheerleader. It was, you don't do that. But when I started seeing these guys in college, these guys were muscular. These guys were, for one, leg out to hold the girl in their hands. And I'm like, you go, boy. You can't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? So we always admired them. Once we got older, we admired them like, okay, bro, I see you. You got the finest girl in college, sitting in the palm of your hand, literally. Like, who can be mad about that? You know what I'm saying? But that's not what this is. That's not what this is here. Now, I'm not attacking these two. I'm attacking the NFL. So before you attack me and I, block you from my channel for being irate and using words that I have not used or trying to take things out of content, I will block you and I don't care. Just go yell at somebody else and write them your whole thesis. Some of you write a whole flap of, look, I've done all the papers I'm going to do from now. I don't need to do a research paper with you and read that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested. All right? But I am interested in your comments. But good grief. Can we keep it to it, Come on, man. I don't need to read your thesis, especially some of you young ladies. I know you have a lot to say, but when you do it in a conversation type of way. Write me a couple sentences. I'll write you a couple sentences. That way we can reach each other's point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying only women do this. I'm saying anybody out there. We can get to each other's point in conversation over the net. We can do that or come to one of my lives. And then we can talk it out. All right. But the NFL itself, to me, look, I'm from Pittsburgh. We don't have cheerleaders. Chuck Noll was like, no, cheerleaders are distracting. And I agree, except for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, because everybody liked the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I said that loud enough. But anyways, those are the only cheerleaders I ever paid attention to because they was ridiculous. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders didn't even make you want to think about Dallas. They made you think about their cheerleaders. Okay? But Pittsburgh, we don't have any cheerleaders. So I know some of you are going to say, why is this a problem for you? I'm telling you that it's a problem because of what they're doing to the NFL. I was all for them taking care of the guys on the field with some of those hits to the head, even though the Rams are guilty of, pretty much doing that to the Saints in the last game, in the championship game. But nonetheless, I'm all for that because concussions are serious, and I received one or almost received one, and this is why I stopped playing in high school football. I was like, no, because I know once I hit college, it's going to get worse. And the team I would have gone to was Penn State because they wrote me a letter and I was going to go there. And sure enough, I watched a game where a Penn State player got paralyzed. I was at the game, Penn State against Ohio State, and he got paralyzed from a hit, and he was the defensive player. So what I'm talking about is real. So I'm all for that. But I'm not for the whole European way of thought. Because what they're doing is they're taking men and they're saying men aren't worth their weight in salt anymore. They're not worth their weight in gold. Men aren't worthy anymore. And they're just doing it little by little by little by little. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't want to listen to a female announcer. I don't. I don't want to hear a female announcer, not in the NFL. Now, for women's basketball, absolutely. I want to hear somebody who played women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? When I want to hear somebody who coached men's football. I want to hear somebody who played men's football. I don't want to hear a woman talking about men's football. You never played. You were never on the field. You don't know what it's like to be in the locker room and going through all that. No, I'm not having it. Like just and on every single talk show that there is with football, there is a woman there. And you can't tell me there's not. Go look on Colin Hurd. Go look on First Take. Go talk to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. And the first person that introduces him is a woman. Why is she there? Why? Why is she there? Please don't say for the looks. She's not there for the looks. She's there because there was an outcry, and so men and their productions in these channels gave into it, and they placed a woman where she should not be. She knows absolutely nothing about football. She hasn't played. She hasn't coached. But she might be a hot football mom. Now, if they were on a show talking about the mothers of football, like Draymond Green's mom, the mother of basketball player, I'm with that. I want to listen to your experience as a mother for a professional basketball player. I'm with it. Have your own show. I'll tune into it. But I'm not with the whole feminization of the European and the Western world. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not. And that's what I see going on. I'm not. You already have stories of some of the players who are homosexuals, and that's now starting to come out. And it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's between you, your lover, and God. But to push it upon people, I'm not with that at all. I'm not with pushing, because I don't go to homosexuals and push heterosexuality on them. I say what thus saith the Lord, if the conversation comes up, which it often does. And then I say, well, thus saith the Lord. and I keep going on. But I'm not with trying to push an agenda on you. And the NFL is known for pushing the agenda. They push the military agenda. They started doing that back in 2002, Pat Tillman, and in 2009 they paid the NFL to have a military presence. Now you can't sit down because it's some type of slight upon the American flag, which has nothing to do with the American flag. Nothing. People weren't standing before 2009, and now they have to stand. I'm a veteran. I don't feel hurt by that at all. But once again, it's the media and the agenda that they're pushing. And I'm just letting you guys know that, look, this is just going to get more and more convoluted. It is a whole agenda. It's not just these two guys. That's not what's going on, you guys. This is not a personal attack on these two men who I never met, and she is fine. That's not what this is. This is an attack on men, period. And if you don't see that, that's fine. But there is a whole agenda with her fine self that is going on, and some of you are just going to have to, by the time some of you wake up, it's going to be too late. You're going to find yourself in parts unknown because you're just not paying attention. You're going to go out there and try to date some woman and find out it was a man, and still is a man. Some of you are running into that now because you're not paying attention. I'm just saying, you guys, it's getting bad out here. And there is, listen, pretty soon there's not going to be one male-dominated anything. There's going to be a woman or a man who does not have heterosexual practices in every aspect of whatever a man does. The NFL was that's the glass ceiling. That has been a male-dominated place for the longest. And I'm letting you know, there's not going to be one place on earth where you're going to have 100% all male anything. Or some woman's going to get triggered. It's not going to happen. It's not. Some of you ain't gonna like me because of this. I might lose some subscribers, but Jesus, look, God is not dead. the agenda that they're pushing, look, man, this is deep. It is spiritual. I'm telling you it. If you're not staying in prayer, if you're not staying up on things, you're going to fall into it. And I'm letting you guys know God is not dead. He's not. Stay awake. Stay in prayer. And by all means, stay alert, stay alive. It's going down. It's going down. It's your boy Tom 202. God loves you and so do I.